All right, Judge, next is page 12. Oh, no, wait, it's not turning into something else. Page 15, Jordan, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Jordan. So you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present.
Okay, let's break this part down. Interference with public duties isn't a minor charge. It means you're being accused of getting in the way of law enforcement doing their job. That can escalate fast. Question for you all. If someone tries to help a friend commit a crime even by just covering them, should they be treated the same as the actual thief? Let me know in the comments.
Get on board one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On March 27, 2025, an officer was working a second job at Dick's Sporting Goods in Harris County, Texas, and was approached by the store manager, the witness. This advised the officer that the defendant walked in the store with another individual, and the witness advised the officer the other individual with the defendant walked out of the store without paying for any merchandise. The complaining witness stated he wanted the defendant to trespass because the defendant was seen on camera attempting to cover the individual while the individual was stealing merchandise. The officer stopped the defendant at the front entrance of the store, and the officer stated the defendant would be trespassing the store. The defendant became irate and more aggressive. The officer ordered the defendant to place his hands behind his back and place handcuffs on the defendant's right.
This whole physical exchange, that's where things can go sideways in court. The moment you start resisting even slightly, officers are trained to escalate to gain control. Important legal insight: resisting, even without throwing punches, can still lead to serious charges. And the more aggressive you get, the more likely it turns into a felony.
The defendant twisted his body and tensed his muscles. The defendant, with great amount of force, threw his left arm forward and threw his left arm backwards towards the officer. The officer attempted to gain control of the defendant's left arm. The defendant began pulling away, and the officer grabbed the defendant's body with both arms and guided the defendant toward a rack where the officer was able excuse me, Your Honor, tongue twister, where they were able to detain the defendant. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license.
What's he under arrest for?
I believe he was under arrest for trespass originally, Your Honor.
No.
We have.
You gotta.
Yes, Your Honor. You just have a brief moment.
Wait, what? Judge Fliescher just tossed the whole thing. That's huge. No probable cause means the judge didn't see enough evidence that a crime actually occurred. This is a reminder. Sometimes what happens before court matters just as much as what happens inside it. But don't get it twisted, the judge still gave a warning. Would you call this a lucky break or a lesson learned?
Are you losing? Are you losing?
Your Honor, the only thing I have is that the suspect began acting irate and clearly becoming more aggressive, and then the officer went to detain the suspect by grabbing his right wrist.
No. Right. When you get into a pissing match with the people who have the power of arrest, who's going to win every single time? You know what I mean? Every single time. Sometimes it's better to tuck your tail. At times, because you may end up winning in the long run. I'm going to find no probable cause in the case. Just be careful, man. I probably wouldn't go back to the sticks because it's not going to go well. You know what I mean? All right, hang tight.